Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your January 2022 general readings. We are looking at the first half of January from the 1st through the 15th, the first 2 weeks of a brand new year. And this reading is for the water sign of our lovely crabs, Cancer. Welcome everyone. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you had a wonderful Christmas and are transitioning gently into this brand new year. I am recording these in the last 2 days of the old year for the first 2 weeks of the new year. So thanks for taking the time to watch this video, any of the videos on my YouTube channel. And of course, a note of gratitude for all of your likes, shares, subscribing, donations, feedback, comments, and those of you who reach out for personal readings. All greatly appreciated. Okay, Cancer, this reading is for you for the first 2 weeks of January 2022. That's if your Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus sign is in Cancer. It's also relevant if you're cross-watching for a Cancerian, although it is a general reading, so it's going to resonate a little differently for everyone. Watch all of your signs, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, if you know them, for any additional insight and perspective they might provide. And if you find that something does resonate with you and you would like to take a deeper look at something, reach out for a personal reading for yourself or as a gift for someone else. You can click on the description link below for contact details. You'll see my email address there, Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. Feel free to email me directly. I'd be delighted to hear from you and to work with you. I do offer a wide variety of readings in all areas of life, and I can usually respond with more information the same day that you reach out to me. And particularly popular right now are the 6 and 12-month overviews I do, which of course you can order any time of the year, but a lot of people like to do that as we're transitioning into a new year. It gives you a look in all main areas of your life for the next 6 or 12 months, so something to keep in mind. Okay, Cancer, let's move right into your reading and see what the first half of January looks like for you. We begin with Judgment. This reminds me of Scorpio's reading. Major crossroads, a chance to make a choice that might profoundly alter your life path, either for a long time or perhaps permanently, because typically the results from Judgment are final. Meaning if you choose to not make any changes and stay in the same situation or whatever it is, person, place, relationship, job, situation that you have been, that's likely what you'll be doing for quite some time. If you choose to go down a different path in any decision-making process you're making, it will probably profoundly change your life path permanently. So pretty profound crossroads energy. Judgment comes with the moon. Perhaps a lack of clarity, perhaps some hidden fears or even unrealistic fears. It does indicate or imply that you may feel pulled, even spiritually or intuitively pulled in one direction, but there might be something pulling you in another direction too. So basically this is a combination of being at, a crossroads of something that could really significantly impact your life if you make some choices that will start you off on a new path, but there's some fears and perhaps some insecurities here as well, which of course usually happens when we're at those major crossroads, right? Next we have the 6 of Swords, a card of healing, of moving slowly but surely away from the troubled, choppy waters into waters which are more serene, harmonious. You're not quite to the shore and on solid ground yet, but you're definitely moving towards that. It's a card of healing, which is a process, meaning good days, not so good days, days where everything, you feel great, you feel the healing process, and of course sometimes, especially in the initial stages of healing, there's days where you're hurting, whether that's physical healing or emotional healing, financial healing, all of that. So it's a card of healing. With the 7 of Swords, my sneaky thief card, although it doesn't have to be negative. Fundamentally, the 7 of Swords represents doing something hidden or doing something undercover, having ulterior motives. There's an objective. This person has something they want to gain, acquire, do, maintain. There's an objective here. And they feel that in order to achieve that objective, they have to be kind of undercover about it. Their thoughts, ideas, actions, they don't talk about things, or they're doing something behind the scenes. So there's healing, I think, from that, whether it's something that you've done yourself or something that, has been done to you, or a combination of both. We'll clarify though. Next we have the Five of Cups, which is a card of loss, grief, regret. Not all is lost though, because there's still two cups upright and full up here. But she's only focused on what isn't there. Healing, because this is somewhat similar to your sister sign Scorpio's reading. Typically, typically there's an ending of some kind, right? The Five of Cups doesn't necessarily represent that you might regret a choice that you made, especially if it was a healthy choice, like leaving an unhealthy or toxic relationship. It hurts because you're attached to the person, you miss the person. There's some things you won't have, at least for a time. But on the other hand, it was a good choice, right? The Five of Cups can sometimes, I just did this in a personal reading with someone the other day, it doesn't necessarily regret in that you think you made the right decision, but it can also be, this too is part of the healing process. Sometimes we tend to look at the thing that we've lost or the thing that we've left behind, sometimes, and focus on that and feel sad about it. That's part of the healing process. Just be careful not to get too stuck in it and forget to see that there are things to be grateful for still in your life and opportunities which you might miss out on because you're only focused on what's behind you, not what's in front of you. With the Five of Cups is the Four of Wands, happy home, unexpected blessings, happy surprises, sometimes celebratory events that include family and friends. It might be that you have I'm feeling like two different kind of energies here. Well, actually, it's the same energy, but it's as a result of two different paths. Like there's one group of Cancerians out there that are healing from something that perhaps they didn't have control over, meaning something external that happened. Maybe somebody hurt you or somebody left you or something ended, right? And you had no control over that, and you're hurting because you're going through a healing process, and perhaps that had, a difficult or painful effect on your home and family, especially if it was a relationship. Some of you, I'm getting that you actually actively made a decision to change something major, which came, meaning putting yourself on a brand new path in some way, which came at a sacrifice, meaning that there were some things you had to give up, at least temporarily, or walk away from. And again, that may have had, some kind of effect on home or a relationship as well. Because there's like making major decisions, feeling unclear about it, but I feel like a lot of you actually do. And it's healing, but of course there's pain in the healing process too. The healing is you're healing from whatever the Seven of Swords represents, or what's attached to that. It might be something that you did that was wrong, or that you did undercover, and this is a path of redemption for you. And again, making amends or realizing things, even if it's making amends to yourself, can be difficult, right? Or it could be that somebody else did something else to you, or sneaky, something like that. From the bottom of the deck, the overall energy is the Ace of Wands, also something that Scorpio got. So aces represent the number one, so it's a new beginning, new opportunity, start of a new path, or the opportunity to begin a new path. Let me pull one more. Justice, reap what you sow, things being fair and equitable, the scales balancing out. Let me see what the next card would have been. Death, major endings so that transformation can occur. This isn't about tweaking something that's already there. This is about complete and utter endings in order to start a new path and new transformation. But it does represent a major ending of something significant in your life. What's not clear to me here is exactly what that is. And in a general reading, of course, it could be a variety of things: a relationship, a job, a career path, moving. I mean, a variety of things. And it may be because the scales are balancing out through this process. Whether it's something being brought to you, or a new path or opportunity being brought to you, that's part of your healing process, even if you don't see it that way. Or, you having done something and you're, making amends, you're walking kind of a redemptive path from that. But there's major endings something major has to end in order for this to happen. And I get that there is the moon here, fear and insecurity about this. You know, or making the decision and going, okay, I'm going to do it because I'm being told, or I kind of intuitively feel like it's the best thing for me, even though I have a lot of fear and insecurity about it. You know, I might have to sacrifice some things for a time, and I'm not exactly sure how all that's going to work out. You know, all the things we go through when we make significant changes in our lives that alter or significantly, profoundly affect our life path. There's often a sense of insecurity, hoping you made the right decision. Let's clarify. Let's clarify justice. Let's clarify the Ace of Wands with justice. Again, Spirit is working to balance out the scales of what was out of balance in your life. Whether that's somebody doing something to you, whether it's you doing something to somebody else or to yourself. But again, endings and beginnings. Justice again. The Tower. Major endings and transformation. The Tower usually represents an event or something that comes in, often unexpectedly, but not always. It can be something, a choice that you're making to allow something to end or to actively make something come to an end. Because no matter how solid, stable, reliable, whatever this Tower represents, you thought it was, it's fundamentally flawed, so it needs to come down. And then we have the Ace of Cups, which is brand new beginning. So you've got two aces here, the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Cups. Fire and water, emotion, spirit, action, activity. Major, major changes are afoot for you. But again, we have justice twice. And when you have repeating cards, it's really Spirit kind of, you know, that neon arrow flashing. Justice, regardless of what the specifics of it are, whether it's in a crime, a courtroom thing, an actual legal, you have justice and judgment both. It might be a legal issue here for some of you. Whatever this specific thing is, justice means making something weigh even, making something fair and equitable, because it's the reap what you sow card. What you put into something is reflected in what you get out of something, even if it doesn't happen immediately. This is something being broken or something that was wrong before coming back into balance, or something happening to kind of make it even out or balance out. That's what justice really means, whether it's somebody getting a sentence in court, you know, to balance out what they've done or what right the wrong, or whether it's seeing karma to somebody else that happens, or something bad happened to you and Spirit is bringing in good things and good opportunities, should you choose to take them, as a way of kind of balancing out, you know, the pain and hurt and heartache that you've been through before. So all of that is coming in, major changes here that Spirit is bringing in order to balance something out in your life. Clarify judgment and the moon. The moon and the moon. Perhaps lots of doubt, perhaps lots of insecurity, perhaps a real sense of, I don't know how this is going to work out. This is, especially if you're being asked to do something that, or you feel like compelled to do something that you feel is the right thing to do according to the own ethical and moral path that you've chosen in your life. There's really a lack of clarity, and it's like, I think I'm doing the right thing, but I'm not sure, and I'm in fear. Which again is similar to your sister sign Scorpio's reading as well. Let's see what else there is. Strength and the Ace of Wands. We have the Ace of Wands twice. And this is clarifying judgment, which is that crossroads, that choice. And again, just like, you know, with the other water signs, I feel like there's an opportunity being brought to you through some form, whether you're choosing it whether you're enacting this tarot card energy or spirit is, but it's spirit driven. It's brought by spirit, God, spirit, your angels and guides, some new opportunity, some choice to take a brand new path here. Again, not my place to tell people what to do, only to show the different avenues possible so that you, whatever choice you make it with your eyes open. But it feels very much like whatever the new path, whatever the new choice is, no matter how difficult it is, no matter how much fear you have about how it works out or doesn't work out, it feels very much spirit driven, which means that it is ultimately for your joy and fulfillment, because spirit loves you and that's what they want for you. But sometimes getting us on the right path can be difficult. Clarify the Six of Swords and the Seven of Swords. The Six of Cups. Roots of origin, childhood, things that people, places, and situations we have a history with, a historical connection with. Old friends, old lovers, old situations, family, roots of origin. The Two of Cups, soulmate, kindred spirits, best friends. The Ten of Wands, a long-held heavy burden coming to an end. Again, so this may be... I'm getting a third story here. Okay. The first one being you're healing from something that was done to you, right? Might be a relationship issue because we have the Two of Cups here. It's time to lay the burden down. Perhaps it was an unhealthy, toxic relationship, right? Some of you, it's something that you did to somebody else. And again, the scales are balancing out. You're going through some kind of redemptive healing process here. But for others of you, you're making a decision in another area of life that may affect or even potentially end a relationship that you have, or affect it, cause conflict within the relationship. Like if you're, I don't know, maybe deciding to move or to change jobs or careers or something like that. Then something or someone that you've been attached to, it may cause conflict in that. That's kind of what I'm getting. Even though there's some intuitive or spiritual sense that you're doing the right thing by making this choice, but perhaps a lot of the fear and doubt and insecurity is that you fear the cost of it, right? Not understanding, because we can't see the whole road in front of us, that there may be some denial, there may be some pain or sacrifice in the immediate and near future, but when spirit really tries to guide us on a new path, it leads us to more joy and abundance than we could have ever imagined on the old path. Clarify the Five of Cups, loss, regret, grief, sadness. Again, part of the healing process with the Four of Wands. The Ten of Cups, which is the other happy home. We have that Five of Cups, which is regret and loss, and then we have two of the happy home cards here. Again, it feels like Five of Swords and Seven of Swords. So winning a difficult victory over whatever this deception or concealment, whatever was being done. Again, if it was decisions you made or something you were doing which didn't match your moral or ethical path, making a decision to change that in some way. And it may have what feels like a negative impact on your home or family or primary relationship, or causes conflict in it. But it really is leading you to a better place. Clarify the Four of Wands, Ten of Cups, happy home energy, but there's some sadness around that. It may be that somebody who's done something to you feels regret over that. The Five of Wands, conflict, internal conflict, external conflict. The Ace of Pentacles, new job, new business, new projects, moving, relocating. Yeah, it feels like for some of you, you've made some decisions to change some things in your life. Things are changing in your life in a pretty impactful or profound ways, or you're considering making that decision that will do that, even though there's fear about that, about how it's going to affect you, your life, perhaps a relationship, although you feel compelled to do it, which is typically Spirit's way of trying to pull you onto a path that's more in alignment with where you need to be, which does lead to, again, more joy and fulfillment than you could have imagined on this path. But it's difficult to kind of walk your way through that initial period where you're like, I don't know how this is going to work out, and I don't know what it's going to cost me. So, all right, let's end with pulling some advice and guidance cards for you. Advice and guidance for Cancer from Spirit for the first 2 weeks of January. Judgment's trying to come out, didn't come out all the way. We're going to put that back in. Choose. You know, Judgment is also sometimes referred to as a second chance card, meaning if you've had a chance to make a change or a different choice previously and you didn't, there's a strong implication you may want to do that this time around. Faith, called the Hierophant in other cards, but in this deck it literally means having faith in the path that you're on, having faith in the path that you've chosen, having faith in what Spirit is putting in front of you. The Eight of Cups, leaving behind that which is unfulfilling or has run its course, turning your back on that. The Devil, toxic negative cycles, even though there's something addictive about that, right? The Devil represents addictive energy or obsessive energy, right? It means that the thing itself might not be unhealthy, but your attachment to it or your obsession to it has grown to the point that it's become a form of enslavement, you know, because the devil enslaves and entraps through something tempting. It's like something has grown unhealthy for us, but yet there's something about it that says, no, but you need it. No, you can't put it down. You can't leave it. You can't go away from this because you need it, right? Spirit is asking you to break this cycle, to walk away from it and have faith that, in fact, it is the right path and that will manifest itself in the not too distant future. Okay, Cancer, those are your messages for the first 2 weeks of January. I hope that they were helpful and useful. It felt kind of intense, but, you know, we're headed into a new year and Spirit wants us to bring as little baggage with us as possible in opening up new doors and new opportunities as we move forward. So I hope it was helpful in that sense. Again, if any of this resonates with you, you'd like to reach out for a personal reading, email me directly at Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I'd be most happy to hear from you and to work with you. You can also get that info by clicking on the description link. I will see you all in a couple of weeks for the January mid-month readings. Stay safe and well until then. Have a beautiful transition into the new year, and I hope to see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.